Hello, everybody. I have a guest reader today. Bears with me. I am going to be reading chapter 9 and 10, and hopefully he'll be quiet. So, chapter 9, the whole world on fire. She spoke to him, and he understood her. What the girl said was, Ulysses can come here, Ulysses. And without thinking, he moved towards her. It's okay, she said, and he believed her. It was astonishing. Everything was astonishing. The setting sun was illuminating each blade of grass. It was reflecting off the girl's glasses, making a halo right around the girl's round head, setting the whole world on fire. The squirrel thought, when did things become so beautiful? And if it had been this way all along, how is it that I never noticed before? Listen to me, the girl said. My name is Flora. Your name is Ulysses. Okay, thought the squirrel. She put her hand on him. She picked him up. She cradled him in her left arm. He felt nothing but happiness. Why had he always been so terrified of humans? He couldn't imagine, actually. He could imagine. There had been that time with the boy and the BB gun. There had truthfully been a lot of incidences with humans, some involving BB guns, not some not. And all of them had been violent, terrifying, and soul-destroying. But this was a new life, and he was a changed squirrel. He felt spectacular, strong, smart, capable, and also hungry. He was very, very hungry. Okay, chapter 10. Squirrel smuggling. Flora's mother was in the kitchen. She was typing. She wrote on an old typewriter. And when she was pounding the keys, the kitchen table shook, and the plates on the shelves rattled, and the silverware in the drawers cried out in the metallic kind of alarm. Flora had decided that this was part of her reason her parents had divorced. Not the noise of the writing, but the writing itself, specifically the writing of romance. Flora's father had said, I think that your mother is so in love with her books about love, and she doesn't love me anymore. And her mother had said, father is so far off in left field that he wouldn't recognize love if it stood up in his spoon and soup and sang. Flora had a hard time imagining what love would be doing standing in a bowl of soup and singing, but these were kind of the idiotic words her parents spoke. And they said to the words of each other, even though they were pretending they were talking to Flora. It was also very annoying. What are you doing? Her mother said to Flora. She was sucking on her Pitzer Pop. It made her words sound rocky and sharp-edged. Her mother used to smoke, and then she stopped. But she still had to have something in her mouth when she typed, so she consumed a lot of Pitzer Pop. This one was an orange-flavored. Flora could smell it. Oh, nothing, said Flora. She glanced at the squirrel in her arms. Good, said her mother. She whacked the carriage return on the typewriter without looking up. She kept typing. Are you still standing there? Her mother said. She typed some more words. She hit the carriage return again. I'm on a deadline here. It's hard to concentrate when you're standing over me and breathing like that. I couldn't stop breathing, said Flora. Oh, don't be ridiculous, said her mother. Go upstairs and wash your hands. We're going to eat soon. Okay, said Flora. She walked past her mother and into the living room, still carrying Ulysses in the crook of her arms. It didn't seem possible, but it was true. She had smuggled a squirrel into her house, and she had done it right under her mother's nose, or behind her back, or something. In the living room, at the base of her stairs, the little lamp was waiting, a pink-cheeked smirk plastered on her face. Flora hated that little shepherd's dress. Her mother had bought a lamp with her first royalty check from her first book, On Feathered Wings of Joy, which was the stupidest title for the book that Flora had ever heard in her life. There's the picture right there. Her mother had sent away to London for the lamp. Oh, okay, we're going to let Bear down. When it arrived, she unpacked it and plugged it in, and then she clapped her hands and said, "Oh, she's beautiful. Isn't she beautiful? I love her with all my heart." Flora's mother never called Flora beautiful. She never said that she loved her with all her heart. Luckily, Flora was a cynic and didn't care whether her mother loved her or not. "I think that I will call her Mary Ann," her mother said. "Mary Ann," said Flora. "You're going to name a lamp?" "Mary Ann Shepherd Dress. To the lost," said her mother. "Who's lost exactly?" said Flora. But her mother hadn't bothered to answer that question. "This," Flora said to the squirrel, "is the little shepherd's dress. Her name is Mary Ann. Unfortunately, she lives here too." The squirrel considered Mary Ann. Flora narrowed her eyes and stared at the lamp. She knew that it was ridiculous, but something she felt as if Mary Ann knew something that she didn't know, that the little shepherdess was keeping some dark and terrible secret. "You stupid lamp," said Flora. "Mind your own business. Mind your own sheep." Actually, there was just one sheep, a tiny lamb curled up at Mary Ann's pink slippered feet. Flora always wanted to say to the little shepherdess, "If you are such a great shepherdess, where are the rest of your sheep, huh?" "We can just ignore her," said Flora to Ulysses. She turned away from the smug and the glowing Mary Ann and climbed the stairs to her room, holding Ulysses gently, carefully in her arms. He didn't glow, but he was surprisingly warm for someone so small. Okay, the next one's chapter 11. Keep reading.